Well, viewers, let's begin the broadcast with the big story. Every single year during this time of the year, it's the same story. It's the time of the year in the national capital when the air pollution shoots up to dangerous levels. And the same is being witnessed this time around as well, with parts of the NCR region witnessing the AQI above the 250 mark. This morning, the blanket of smog has coincided with a prominent marathon also being held in Delhi, with the runners being subjected to this poor quality air. Now, it's not just the air pollution. A stretch of the Yamuna River that flows through the capital has also come to be covered with toxic foam once again. The visuals of it on your screens. And we've been reporting on several facets of the pollution trouble plaguing our capital. Take a look at this report that has been filed by my colleagues on what is the situation on the ground.
With the onset of the winter season, stubble burning is back to haunt the national capital yet again. In fact, even after the state governments and the central government has denounced it and stated that there will be fines, the Haryana government has announced fines against stubble burning as well, and despite that, stubble burning continues. In fact, we're in the outskirts of Ambala right now. This is in Haryana. Request my camera person to also show you here the visuals of the extent of stubble burning that is taking place here. This entire farm has been put on fire. This entire crop you can see here. We'll also request my camera person to zoom in as to show you the visuals as to what exactly is transpiring here. In fact, as we speak, more fire is being lit on these crops towards all the sides, and in fact, even in Haryana, Nayab Singh Sani, the chief minister, the newly elected chief minister, did state that that farmers involved in the residue burning will make sure that they have to make sure that they follow the directions issued by the Air Quality Management Commission, which is the CAQM, and in fact, he's also ordered FIRs to be registered. But you can see here the extent of stubble burning that is taking place, but also the politics that always peaks over stubble burning is something that has again come to the focus, because the Delhi government time and again blames stubble burning on states which are run by BJP, but also the fact that stubble burning is a prevalent phenomena in Haryana, in Punjab, where this is an Aam Aadmi Party government. In fact, this area is somewhat of a border between Punjab and Haryana, and you can see here that this is broad daylight and stubble burning is still taking place. Showing you here the visuals once again, you can see that that the farmers here are present, and they are putting the crops on fire. Towards the other side as well, you can see that the fire is still being lit and it is still burning. You can see the level of pollution that it has created, because we're standing here and we feel sort of an unease in our throats and in our eyes because of this. But what is also shocking is that this will be moving towards the national capital.
On the Sunday morning, Delhi woke up to yet another bad air quality day. We are here at Akshardham, and you can see around me that how things are not good. The air quality has already started deteriorating. With 10 days left for Diwali, the way air quality has already started dipping in has created a concern. I'll ask my camera person to show that how the air quality is right now. This is how the Delhi air quality on a Sunday morning looks like. 212, extreme. This shows that how the Delhi air has already started turning toxic ahead of the festive season. Remember, the paralis have just been started burning. The crackers have yet not come in. While the government of Delhi has been making tall claims that they are prepared to tackle the air quality index of Delhi and to ensure that the air does not turn toxic like previous few years, this year also the initial deterioration in air quality shows that the tall claims of the Delhi government are falling flat.
Let's go across to my colleague Bhavna joining us on the broadcast. Rishabh is also live with us on the broadcast. Bhavna, every year we see the same story being reported. What's the situation like on ground? We hear that in several of the locations, the AQI levels have crossed 250.
बिल्कुल आपने सही कहा कि 250 से ज्यादा AQI लेवल जो है PM 2.5 खासतौर पे जो सबसे ज्यादा नुकसान पहुंचाता है वो क्रॉस हो चुका है। राजधानी दिल्ली में अगर बात करें तो आज AQI जो लेवल है लोधी रोड, इंडिया गेट के आसपास के इलाकों का, वो इस वक्त 265 है। आपको हम एक तस्वीर दिखाते हैं किस तरह से अब इंडिया गेट के आसपास आपको प्रदूषण की जो एक धुंध होती है, एक चादर होती है, वो साफ नजर आ रही होगी। अब लोगों को खास तौर पे जो लोग सुबह निकलते थे वॉक के लिए, उन्हें यह महसूस होने लगा है कि आंखों में जलन हो रही है, सांस लेने में दिक्कत हो रही है। और अभी तो ये बस शुरुआत है, क्योंकि जिस तरह से लगातार हरियाणा, पंजाब से ये तस्वीरें सामने आ रही है पराली जलाने की, उसके बाद दिल्ली में इसी तरह की तस्वीरें होने लगती है। और ये शुरुआती तस्वीर है जब 265 है राजधानी दिल्ली में। एक ऐसा भी समय आता है जब AQI जो लेवल है वो 500 क्रॉस हो जाता है। ये सबसे प्राइम लोकेशन है दिल्ली का, और यहाँ पर स्थिति अब खराब होती जा रही है। और वहीं अगर दिल्ली के कुछ आउटर इलाकों की बात करें तो जहांगीरपुरी जैसे इलाकों में, आनंद विहार जैसे इलाकों में इस वक्त AQI लेवल 350 से ज्यादा है, जो बहुत खराब श्रेणी में आता है। अब लोगों को ये खासतौर पर समस्या हो रही है, लेकिन एक्सपर्ट्स ये भी कह रहे हैं कि अगर इसी तरह से साल दर साल दिल्ली का पॉल्यूशन लेवल बढ़ता जाएगा तो आने वाले समय में लोगों को इसका बहुत खामियाजा भुगतना पड़ेगा। लेकिन इसके अलावा डॉक्टर्स ये भी कह रहे हैं कि आप मास्क का प्रयोग करें, खासतौर पे जो सीनियर सिटीजन हैं, बच्चे हैं, स्कूल जाते हैं, उनके लिए दिक्कत होगी, क्योंकि आने वाले समय में दिवाली और दिवाली के बाद हर साल की तरह यही उम्मीद जताई जा रही है एक्सपर्ट्स के द्वारा कि जो AQI लेवल है वो बहुत गंभीर श्रेणी में पहुंचेगा। और अगर लोगों ने पटाखे जलाए, पराली जल भी रही है, और इसके अलावा अगर दिल्ली में दिवाली और जश्न जैसी तस्वीर होती है तो और भी ज्यादा स्थिति खराब हो सकती है।
Okay, all right. Bhavna, request you to stay with us. As you mentioned, the politics, we have more political reactions also coming in, with the Congress party now wading into the entire controversy and the debate around the air quality, with Huda saying, what will the farmers do with the stubble? The NCP, the MSP should be fixed for the stubble. In fact, there are reactions coming in with Aam Aadmi Party Sisodia also saying that pollution remains an issue. So remember, the political leaders continue to raise these questions on stubble burning, as well as saying that yes, air pollution is an issue, but there is still no permanent solution that has come forth.
छोटे किसान जो है 1 एकड़ का है, 2 एकड़ का है, वो पराली का क्या करेगा? और उसको बंडल बनाने हैं तो बड़ी मशीन चाहिए, बड़ी मशीन ले सकता, बड़ी मशीन को हायर करके लाएगा तो 1000 रुपये लेगा और बंडल पराली भी ले जाएगा। तो ये गलत है। किसान का जो ये फसल ना खरीदना और इस किस्म के कड़े बजाय समाधान ढूंढना चाहिए। इनका पराली का MSP फिक्स करना चाहिए, और आगे बहुत सारे इसके उपयोग हो सकता है पराली के। इससे बिजली बन सकती है, बिजली बनाए। बड़ा गलत फैसला ये तुरंत सरकार को वापस ले रही है।
बिल्कुल पॉल्यूशन है यहाँ पे, डस्ट से लेके, पराली से लेके, व्हीकल पॉल्यूशन से लेके, ये सब है। जब आदमी फिट रहता है तो और कॉन्शियस होता है पॉल्यूशन की चीज़ों को लेके, तो कम से कम खुद जो कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है पॉल्यूशन में उसकी तरफ कॉन्शियस होता है कि मुझे ये नहीं फैलाना है।
So going across to Rishabh for those reactions, Rishabh, we just heard the former Deputy Chief Minister saying yes, pollution is an issue. You know, the Aam Aadmi Party, the government had also called for a meeting to decide on what to do next. But like we've been discussing, this is an issue that comes up every year, and it's only around this year that political leaders finally wake up to the reality. There's a blame game that goes on, but not really much changes on ground.
Well, definitely, you know, it's been 2.5 years at times now for me, and last 2 years, every time this year, I have seen Gopal Rai, who happens to be the Environment Minister of Delhi, or the Environmental Ministry in central government. They all wake up to the mid of October and start talking about how they would like to see Delhi clean this year, but every year they fall flat when it comes to on-ground work that they have done throughout the year. This is not something that they could do in a week or two. There has to be a strategic planning to curb pollution in national capital, and to make sure that when the hotspots start getting AQIs, which is 700, 800, and in some places beyond 1000, given that the AQI levels only go to 999, so it just go red without any deadly number, which is beyond 1,000. The way things happen in national capital is beyond logic. Now, leaders from Haryana, leaders from Punjab, leaders from UP, or because the Western UP is also affected by this pollution, or for that matter, the leaders from national capital itself, they will start, holding meetings, and there will be knee-jerk reactions. Odd even rules will be kicked in. Grab 3, grab 4. Certain cars will not be allowed. But the problem is, why do we every year reach the point where these knee-jerk reactions are required? And that is something that has not been answered by our political classes. We have seen elections in Haryana, we have seen elections in Punjab. The Delhi elections are impending in the next 3 to 4 months. But when election happens, no one talks about these important issues, the election is discussed on caste lines, religious lines, and that is a problem that the voters need to understand now, and that's the only way to get these political leaders to talk about the air we breathe. As reporters on ground, we have faced issues in past 1 decade that how breathing on the day next to Diwali is almost impossible. N95 mask at times, tend to fail to give us that protection, and while doing lives, while speaking to people, we tend to cough involuntarily, and that is something that as a Delhiite we face on the road, and millions like us who are on the road feel the same. But the action by the government are only limited to tall claims and knee-jerk reactions. On ground, there hasn't been much done to ensure that this pollution manic in the national capital and the national capital region, for that matter, can be curbed.